welcome back to Pod Popper's Place for another embossing folder Friday. And this month it's about fall or Halloween. And I do have a spider embossing folder, spiderweb embossing folder that I would like to use, but I also had an idea for two embossing folders. So what I have here is a pumpkin one, and I also have this one that has words on it. It says fall, grateful, thanks, blessed. And so what I've done is just rummaged through my paper pile. These are all my scraps, and if you're anything like me, you probably have a lot of scraps too. I can't seem to let any of it go unless it's really tiny and I can't think of anything I might use it for. I'm going to use a little bit of metallics, but for the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pick some of these colors, and I'm going to cut I think 5 1-inch strips. I think I'm going to go with these 5 colors. Okay, so I cut these to 4-inch by 1-inch, and I did swap out this paper because it already was a metallic-y kind of cardstock, and I didn't want that to interfere with the metallic I'm going to add to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to emboss these, but I'm going to use the pumpkin on one and then the fall words on the other. Now I'm going to use a die cut word on the front of it, and that's why I'm not turning the paper the other direction, because it would be better for these words to be this way to be able to read them better. But there's a thankful die cut I want to use across here, so I did try to keep these fairly straight as I laid them in here, so that at least the lettering and everything would be straight, even if you couldn't read it all. So there's how those look. And then here's our pumpkins, and they also have little acorns and leaves, so these colors work really well. And then I want to use a small strip of copper in between these, just to kind of give a little something extra special. Now I'm gonna lay this out on a card, but I am gonna have a base that I'm gonna put this on. Okay, so that I could have an even black frame around these, I decided to cut the base to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, but then cut down the strips to 3 3/8, and I cut this down to 1/8 of an inch rather than 1/4 of an inch. So I think this is going to fit really nicely and give me a nice even border. What I might have done if I wanted this to be the 1/4 inch was to cut these down a little bit rather than a full inch. You can see right there something's off on my measurements because we don't have the same nice frame all the way around like I hoped. So that's a problem, which means we'll just have to trim the rest of it to match. All right, not perfect, which is gonna bug me, but I like the look. It's kind of pretty. All right, so what I'm doing is putting some double-sided adhesive tape, or actually double-sided adhesive paper, I guess. You peel off one side and it's really super sticky, and you put it on your paper, and now you can die cut and it'll be nice and sticky when you peel off the other side. There's good things and bad things about this. It's super sticky, which makes it nice to really, when you need to adhere to something that's not so easily adhered to. It's because it is so super sticky, it doesn't give you any wiggle room. And what I plan to do is cut this thankful die out of both the black and the metallic copper, and then lay them on top of each other a little bit so that there's a little bit of a shadow. And then I also have this FOR die, and this thinking of you. So I was going to take the U and say thankful for you. So I'm thinking about doing that. It is different fonts. They are similar, but they're different. So I'm not sure how that will look. So we're just going to start with the thankful, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I got the black thankful out without taking off the backing and popping out all the little centerpieces. And I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to lay this down on my card first. And then I'm going to put the copper one slightly offset from it. Of course, now I can't get this little paper off. Okay, there we go. But it is, like I said, super sticky. So you want to try and get this on here. I think if it's a little bit off, it will make a difference because it's kind of a little bit of a wonky writing. Yeah. See, it is wonky. It's not on there straight. So I don't even know. It's almost better to just like eyeball it, right? All right, so I want to offset it a little bit. Thankful. Do I do the thankful for you, or is that just gonna bug me even worse? Might bug me even worse. I don't know. So actually what I want to do is I want to add some vellum leaves. So I'm going to take a piece of this gold vellum. It's pretty. I think we'll just take some fun fall colors and just, do a little ink blending on here. All right, and then I'm going to use this very old Sizzix and cut these. So we got some pretty nice leaves, not like crazy color, but some make them not just look so flat. And then I'm gonna splatter some stuff, maybe some gold, maybe some brown metallic or something. Okay, so we have my favorite metallic inks here, and I'm just gonna stick these in the magic box. And I'll just start with the lightest color first. These need to dry a little bit. So I decided to only use 2 of the leaves, and then I'm going to use this button. And I don't know if you guys use buttons at all. It's kind of an old school kind of thing, I think. But I still like them sometimes. It's fun to use, and I'm going to just stitch them on. I'm not even going to glue them down. I'm just going to do a little stitch with this. I'm going to go across. I don't want to go right. I want this way. No, I want next to it. Right? Yeah, I'm going to go this way. And I'm going to go diagonal because I want to tie it across diagonally. Okay, so this is how it looks on the back. They look side by side, they look parallel to each other. But on the front, I want them to be diagonal. All right. So you can see that's diagonal, and I'm going to tie this in a knot. on the front here. And then I'm going to trim it fairly short. And then I'm going to like fray these a little bit. All right. Now that I get it on there, it kind of looks like moose ears. Moose horns. All right. I kind of would like to put a little pumpkin down here, but I think I'm going to leave it alone. I think I'm going to put it on a card base and call it a day. I think I'm going to have a little bit of a white border on here. Not what I was looking for. I am going to glue this on my card base, and I'm going to add maybe some bling. I can add bling, right? Some sequins or something. I got so many sequins that are beautiful fall colors, so I mean, the heavy stitching will probably poke out just a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be that much of a problem. Oh, we got way more of a border on that top part than I had planned, but the rest is even. My measurements are just way off today, I guess, but maybe add some bling and then we'll be done. But kind of a different technique. I haven't never done this before, surprisingly, so let me know if you decide to try it and which folders you put together. Thanks for watching. Please check out everyone else in the hop, and please come back next month for another Embossing Folder Friday. I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe and like, and come back again. Thanks so much. Bye.